For over 60 years, Casa Amadeo has been selling more than just records in the Bronx. It has been making history as a gathering place for musicians and music lovers. Today we are joined by Mike Amadeo, whose love for music has led him to own Casa Amadeo and transform it not only from a music store to a cultural institution. Miguel, or Mike, welcome to the program. It's a pleasure having you here. Tocayos, somos tocayos.
That's it, that's right. That's
Miguel,
right.
tell me all about this incredible history. You know, I'm a history buff, and I'm looking through the internet not too long ago for Hispanic historical sites. And all of a sudden I see that there's a Bronx record shop identified as one of these historical places.
That's correct.
How did that happen?
Well, it was opened in 1941 by Rafael Hernandez and his sister Victoria. It was opened under the name of Casa Hernandez.
And in East Harlem?
Well, the one
opened originally in East Harlem, right?
No, the one on East Harlem was called Almacenes Hernandez.
Almacenes
It
Hernandez.
was a different store. Once they didn't close that one. They sold it to Luis Cueva.
Okay. And then
They opened in
came to the Bronx.
1927, and in 1939 they sold it to Luis Cueva. Then they came to the Bronx in 1940, and in 1941, in the same building,
The same place where you're at right now.
they started Casa Hernandez.
Okay. And then you took over when?
In 1969, when I bought it of Doña Victoria, I changed the name to Casa Amadeo Antigua Casa Hernandez, so that people will know that it was the original Casa Hernandez.
And you have a musician's background, if to say the least. Your father was a famous composer.
Very famous in the 30s. My father was, compared to, on those days, of course, with Don Pedro Flores, Rafael, and they were very close. And he was the lead guitarist for the group Cuarteto Flores, Cuarteto Malcano. So he was right into that.
Music has been in you since your childhood, I imagine.
That is correct.
And how did you become interested yourself in a music store, in a music shop?
Well, in 1950, I was in El Barrio at the time. I was living at 124 East 110th Street. And across the street was the old Casa Latina, 107 East 110th Street. And that's where people like Pedro Flores, Rafael used to go by, Davilita, all these big artists at the time, Daniel Santo. They used to go by and stop there for, to chat. And I got to meet most of these guys on that store. And that gave me the idea,
Well, but
to want to work with them.
You've done the same thing with your store in the Bronx.
Oh,
I did. Historically,
exactly
every
the same.
famous musician from
correct.
the Bronx and from the whole world has visited your shop.
Gracias a Dios.
Tell me about that. Tell me about how did you manage to get your shop to become such a center of activity for musicians?
We don't have many of those. They've been closing stores, and I'm fortunate because there's one thing that's helping me a lot. That is that I also write music,
I see.
There's over 1,000 recordings of my music by Celia Cruz, Tito Nieves, Gran Combo.
So you've been composing
everybody.
For a lot of people in the same records that you sell?
That is correct. All these people usually when they in town, like last week I had Tito Nieves in my store. Cheo Feliciano called me up, Gran Combo called me up, everybody calls up and they want to come to the store and,
Well, we're gonna watch you in your store. In fact, we're gonna watch you a little video that we have from a documentary that was done here at BronxNet called Puerto Rican Migration. And part of that documentary has you in your shop, so we're gonna be able to look at you in your shop. And when we come back after the break, then I wanna talk to you about how you make a record shop survive nowadays with internet and downloading music, and the competition is incredible. So we're gonna talk about that, but first let's watch this video of Mike Amadeo at his shop.
I remember as a child going with my father to buy like guitar stuff, like strings, Black Diamond guitar strings, I remember. Casa Amadeo, we saw it later, we'd see it around. My cousin stayed living on Beck Street, so every now and then my father would, duck in there and buy an LP or something like that. So I mean, you were aware of these places. It wasn't until I was an adult that I walked in there on my own that I realized what a treasure we have, and still have, in a place like Casa Amadeo, where really, I mean, there's a man standing there behind the counter who can tell you about the history of Puerto Rican music at the drop of a hat.
When I was 23 years old, I had already 80 songs recorded, which is, it was very big. They used to call me El Benjamín de los Compositores in New York, because everybody that went to record right away, the record company would say, go and see Mike Amadeo. This kid has a lot of music, Papa, he's good. I'm the kind of a composer that if I don't feel it, I don't write it.
He composed for Cuba, for Mexico, for Quisqueya, and Amadeo continues to keep alive the tradition, the culture of music. You go into Amadeo store and you're gonna find what you didn't believe that was ever recorded.
Lo que me vayan a dar, que me lo den en vida. No vayan a esperar después de mi partida. Yo no quiero que me pase lo que le pasó a Daniel, al maestro Pedro Flores y al glorioso Rafael. Por eso lo que me vayan a dar, que me lo den en vida. Que me lo den, que me lo den, que me lo den en vida. Que me lo den, que me lo den, que me lo den en vida. Cantante de los cantantes, mi amiguito Héctor Lavoe. Desde su lecho de enfermo, una vez me preguntó, ¿qué pasa con mis amigos? ¿Dónde están que ya no vienen? ¿Será que ya me olvidaron? ¿Será que ya no me quieren? Por eso, lo que me vayan a dar, que me lo den en vida. Que me lo den, que me lo den, que me lo den en vida. Que me lo den, que me lo den, que me lo den en vida. Si algún reconocimiento mañana me piensan dar, si creen que me lo merezco, ¿por qué no dármelo ya? Bendito, no esperen que yo me muera para ir al Camposanto a decir que bueno era, a decir que era un santo. Y por eso lo que me vayan a dar, que me lo den en vida.